everybody, it's Fighter7387 finally coming to you with my video. Unfortunately, my video has to be using basically picture with picture with picture, yada yada, because my camera decided it was going to take a dunk in some water, and let's just say it didn't come out correctly. Well, anyway, this is my idea on a 575 gallon system. Now, this here is my 25 gallon per day RODI unit that I have set up in such a way to where I have the water where I need it and it stays fresh. And if I need to mix up a lot of water, I can do it. First, you have my 25 gallon per day RODI unit. Now, obviously, you can see that I split the two inserts with the inputs with the good water. The reason for that being is because I'm using two cans. Now, my wastewater goes out to my garden. The reason for that being is because if I'm going to pay for the water bill, at least I'm going to get some use out of the water. Now, with that said, these are 4 50-gallon cans. Each one of them, each of the top two have one 80-gallon air pump, and the ones on the bottom have one each 80-gallon air pump, and all of them have 4 air stones. Now, the reason for that being is because I have lost 100 gallons of RODI water because it went stagnant. Now, I don't only make this water for salt water. I also do it for my freshwater tanks also. And as you can see, I do have 2 pumps on the bottom too for circulating so that I can mix salt. And I also use reef salt from Instant Ocean. I usually keep my pH and my salt salinity about the same. I usually keep my pH about 1.02 to 1.023, somewhere in there. And I always wait 48 hours before I actually put it inside of my tank. Now, I want to go ahead and go on an overview of the plumbing setup for this 575 gallon system. Okay, now, as you can see, this is basically just kind of a general idea on what I want to do. Okay, now obviously I have it kind of messed up here because the 300 gallon tank that I've designed has 4 overflow boxes inside. But as you can see, I have a 300 gallon main display of 2 55 gallon tanks on the right and 150 gallon tank right under the 300 gallon main. Now, you're probably sitting back and wondering why go for a larger sump under the tank. Well, I'll explain that a little bit later on. But I'll tell you right now, it is about water volume for me, but it is also just in case the power does go out. Now, as you can see, on the right, there are 2 55 gallon tanks. The one on top is a 55 gallon hospital tank. I can seal that one completely off. And over here you can obviously see 2 ball valves, which are indicated by the circles, so that I can completely cut the circulation going through that system so that I can use medication that might hurt the tank. And then I can drain the tank after I'm done medicating the fish. Now, under that is my refugium. Now, the reason why I've decided to go with a larger refugium area is because I found that the bigger your refugium is, the more copepods you can keep, the better your reef tank is. Now, obviously, yes, this is going to be my reef tank. This is not going to be a Fowler tank. But just as you can see, if I do seal off the hospital tank, you can see that I do have valves there that will allow me to continue the flow down to the refugium without interrupting the circulation, because it's one continuous flow. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is my main tank. This is my 300 gallon main display. Yes, it is kind of a crappy idea of a picture, but it's all I've got right now. Now, I don't have the tank quite yet. Whenever I start setting this up, it will be on YouTube. It will be videotaped. It will be a complete episode of how to set up from point A to point B. Now, as you can see, there are 4 overflow boxes. Now, each one of these boxes has a crap, what's it called? A dorso standpipe. There we go. Okay. Each one of them will have a dorso standpipe so that I don't have to worry about the water level being too much, and I don't have to start a prime in order to get it started. Obviously, this tank is pretty long, so it's going to be an awesome reef tank after I get done with it. Now, like I said before, I do have a hospital tank which branches off to the right. So inside of the right one, there is a tube that goes into the hospital tank. The hospital tank I have specifically designed so that I can get corals, fish, invertebrates, anything that's injured, anything that's getting ready to have babies, anything that's beginning to go bad. I can obviously take care of it right now. Now, with the 55-gallon tank, you're thinking probably it's overkill. Yes and no. The reason that I've decided to go 55 is because, for one, I can put in tank dividers just in case there is more than one fish. Obviously, you can see that there's a sponge filter sort of picture there, and an overflow box, but the little box up on the top is a power filter. Now, the reason why I've decided to go with a power filter is because it is a good filtration system whenever you're going with a hospital tank, but not whenever you're going with a birthing tank, okay, or a breeder. Now, obviously, the sponge filter is going to be a 125-gallon Hydro 5 sponge filter, and the overflow box will flow directly down into the refugium. Now, the reason why I've decided to go like this is because the main tank and this tank is going to be level with each other. The tops of the tanks will be level with each other. Reason for that being, if the power goes out, the both will have the same water level whenever the power goes out. Now, with that said, going down into the other section of the tank, into the refugium, okay, the reason why I've decided to make a 55-gallon refugium is for two reasons. One, I can make half of it mud, half of it sand. One half plants, one half algae, one half rocks, another half rocks. Okay, either way, it will have all of that. Now, the reason why I've decided to put a J loop in this is because whenever the water comes down at a very fast pace, it's going to hit and it's going to impact fast. So what I need to do is need to be able to counteract that. So I made a J, and it's going to go flowing up instead of hitting the bottom of the glass and spreading muck all over the place. Now, as you can see on the left, there's a bulkhead right there that will connect it up to the sump. Now, the sump is a very complicated system, but not really. It's very easy. Let's go ahead and check this one out. Mine is outrageous. Okay, right here is my 150-gallon sump. Now, you're probably wondering, why do I have a 150-gallon sump? Well, I have lost power at certain times of the night and found myself swimming to go over to the tank. Now, obviously, as you can see, it says bio balls on the left-hand side. That's what I call my bio area. I'm going to have 4 inlets, one from each one of the overflows. It's going to be going into this, and then heading over this little barricade right here, off to the little bit of the right, into my mechanical area or mech area. Now, the mechanical area will have a skimmer from Best Choice Products that I found on eBay. Each one of them is rated at about 180 gallons to 200 gallons. Now, the reason why I overskim is because I like to overfiltrate everything. Mainly because I have found myself in certain positions where I haven't had enough, so I've decided that I'm going to go overboard. Now, as far as the UV sanitizer is concerned, I do not go overboard with that. Reason for that being is because if a UV sanitizer is going on for on and on and on and on and on, you don't need something that's going to be at the same gallons as your tank, your main display, because it can hurt really good stuff that can go in. Now with a smaller system, like a 150 gallon system, okay, I can have it run for 6 hours, or I can have it run 24/7 and still be perfectly happy with the results. I currently use a 3-watt UV sanitizer on my system that I have right now. I have to get another bulb for it, but as you can see, this is all I have right now. It goes over the baffles into the sump area where the return pumps are. It's going to be 2 Via Aqua water pumps that are rated at 2,200 gallons each. Now, if that's not enough, there will be enough room for a third one. But as you can see on the right, there is a opening from the refugium. Now, this is my basic concept. I will make another video here soon that will go into deeper details. I'll see you guys later.